Countless lives are now being saved as a result of our negotiation with Turkey, an outcome reached without spilling one drop of American blood. No injuries, nobody shot, nobody killed.
The president taking a victory lap today, saying a ceasefire along the Syrian-Turkish border is being made permanent, or as permanent as anything can be in that part of the world, all thanks to his withdrawal of U.S. troops from northern Syria. Watch.
Early this morning, the government of Turkey informed my administration that they would be stopping combat and their offensive in Syria and making the ceasefire permanent, and it will indeed be permanent. I've therefore instructed the Secretary of the Treasury to lift all sanctions.
In a passionate speech from the White House, President Trump reminded the world that he has no interest in policing the Middle East. Here he is.
How many Americans must die in the Middle East in the midst of these ancient sectarian and tribal conflicts? After all of the precious blood and treasure America has poured into the deserts of the Middle East, I am committed to pursuing a different course, one that leads to victory for America. Let someone else fight over this long, blood-stained sand.
Joining me right now with reaction, Fox News national security and foreign affairs analyst, Dr. Phares. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Your reaction to all of this?
Well, at this point in time, we are at the third stage of what's happening. First stage was 10 days ago when we, with 2,000 forces, were advising and directing about 70,000 of these SDF forces, the Kurds mainly, but also Christians and Arabs. Then came the push from President Erdogan that he wanted to invade everything. The president proposed the ceasefire, which was executed, but bringing the Russians. And now the third stage is what? Is that we are not really completely withdrawing. We're going to stay in town from the south and stay in some of the areas of the oil fields. We're going to keep some of the SDF. So it's like we went on a swing to completely leave, and now we're back into leaving, but not all of Syria.
Yeah, he did mention today that there were going to be some troops that were guarding some of the oil fields there. So is this the win, in your view, that the president is saying it is? Because, you know, remember his objective, I know you know it well, it's to get us out of these conflicts, to bring people home, to keep American troops safe, and to be very vigilant about where we do go with our troops. In other words, you don't want to be somewhere where you can't you can't succeed. And if you are going to go in, you better darn make sure that you've got the right resources to really see it through.
Absolutely, Trish. This is a consensus that's very wide. It's on the right, on the left. Nobody would like to see us all the way, all the time, abroad, fighting different wars. Nobody, actually, technically speaking, in America. But we are going against a history of 50, 60 years. We are all over the planet. We are in Germany. We are in Korea. We are now, of course, since 9/11 in Afghanistan and back in Iraq and back in Syria. So the principle of, at the end of the day, being able to bring back every contingent back home, if not needed, is agreed upon. It's the way of doing it. It's the price of doing it. And I think the president understood at the end of the day that he will withdraw those forces on the one hand, but keep some guarantees, some insurance policy, and some very strategic locations in Syria at this point in time.
Dr. Phares, thank you so much.